Each of us has a special mission from birth, and when a person discovers it and begins to follow it, his or her existence is filled with joy and deep meaning. Nevertheless, sometimes it happens that we, without realizing it, deviate from our true path or mistakenly believe that we are moving in the right direction when it is not so. But we should not despair, because the world around us tirelessly strives to ensure that everyone lives in accordance with his or her purpose and to fully realize his or her potential. The universe is constantly sending us signals. If life seems to be a dead end and does not flow smoothly like a river, it is a sure sign that it is time for a change. Perhaps we should look around to see if we have overlooked new opportunities. Often, the stagnation of life is a signal that it is time to start a new chapter. When something important is about to happen in our lives, the universe usually prepares us for it by providing unmistakable signs. These signs serve as guiding stars of sorts, pointing us in the right direction. What follows are 10 obvious reasons why the universe may be signaling the need for change in your life. Listen to these signs and be prepared for exciting changes that can alter your destiny. The first alarm bell is a fading interest in activities that once caused genuine enthusiasm. This loss of enthusiasm may seem frightening, but it is, in fact, an important signal sent to us by the universe itself. When what previously filled life with bright colors suddenly faded, sinking into gray everyday life, it is not a simple disappointment. It is a persistent message of the need for change. In the process of personal growth, inevitably transform our passions, aspirations, and even social circle. In any area of life, be it career, interpersonal relationships, or hobbies, a change in interests need not be terrifying. Rather, it is a call to the unknown. The universe is gently guiding us away from what has lost its relevance, directing us to a new phase. The absence of previous excitement in familiar activities is a clean slate, encouraging us to explore and find new sources of inspiration. Perhaps you've always enjoyed picking up a paintbrush, but suddenly feel that your easel no longer evokes the thrill of the past. It's likely that now that you've taken up photography, you'll discover a completely different and equally exciting form of creative expression. The fading of former enthusiasm for the usual joys of life should not cause alarm. Rather, it is a kind of call to action. It's as if the universe is whispering, "Turn your gaze here. Something more awaits you." Therefore, you should not resist this inner call. Boldly change your course. Expand the boundaries of your worldview and get ready for exciting changes that are just around the corner. The inner feelings of a person are a reflection of deep transformations that occur at the subconscious level. When a person loses interest in certain things, it indicates that his inner world is actively developing and striving for new experiences and challenges. There is no need to cling to what no longer brings satisfaction, because by letting go of the past, we make room for the coming discoveries and opportunities that will guide us to our true purpose. Another sign of impending change can be a feeling of unexplained anxiety. If a person cannot find the cause of their anxiety, it may be a signal from the universe that change is coming. This is a natural subconscious reaction that precedes significant life transformations. The anticipation of something new is often accompanied by a feeling of inner turbulence, a surge of energy, restlessness, or even insomnia. Emotional experiences act as a kind of internal barometer, allowing us to realize that something important is coming up in our lives. Instead of pushing uncertainty away, we need to learn to accept it as an integral part of life. These ambiguous feelings and sensations that may arise are not enemies, but rather act as beacons of sorts. If we allow them to flow freely through us, they will eventually calm down, opening up space for clarity and deeper understanding. It is worth listening to the wisdom of your body, for it has intuition beyond our consciousness. In moments of exhaustion, you should give yourself a break, and when feeling distracted, you should take time to ground yourself. Simple walks in the lap of nature, whether amongst the trees or along a river, can be a powerful tool for resetting. Natural surroundings have a beneficial effect on the nervous system, helping you gain clarity and a broader perspective. During these walks, we should practice deep breathing, watching anxiety leave us like a weight off our shoulders. It is important to realize that anxiety is not always a harbinger of trouble to come. It often signals that we are stepping outside of our comfort zone, approaching significant transformations in our lives. The universe, like a caring mentor, is preparing us to get closer to our cherished dreams, expand our horizons, and free ourselves from outdated ideas about ourselves. The feeling of anxiety can be compared to the herald of the coming changes. It seems to push a person to develop and self-improvement. It is important to take this feeling as an integral part of life's journey and be ready for transformations that promise new prospects and open the way to the realization of their potential. The third characteristic is the desire for solitude. In today's world, where noisy activities and constant interaction with others are often prioritized, a sudden desire to be alone with oneself can be perplexing. However, it is a clear sign that profound changes are taking place within a person. When solitude becomes not just acceptable, but a desirable state, it indicates that the personality is on the threshold of significant transformation. Solitude is not an escape from the world, but rather an opportunity to find inner harmony, listen to your thoughts, and conduct a deep introspection. By spending time alone with oneself, one may find that one is one's own best conversationalist. Finding comfort in one's own inner world often heralds the arrival of significant changes in life. It is as if the universe is giving a person an opportunity to rethink themselves and determine the future direction of their life path before taking the next important step. The practice of meditation can greatly enhance the positive aspects of being alone. By immersing oneself in a meditative state, an individual has the opportunity to explore the depths of his or her own mind and emotional sphere. Meditation promotes the development of an observational stance, allowing one to detach oneself from immediate reactions and realize one's own deepest needs and aspirations. It is as if one is muting the hum of the outside world to listen to the quiet voices of one's soul. It is recommended to set aside about 20 minutes daily for solitude and meditative practice. Gradually, this practice will begin to reveal your true priorities, sifting out the unnecessary and bringing clarity to your understanding of your life goals. Periodic retreats serve as a reboot of sorts, re-energizing you and fostering a deeper understanding of personal goals, relationships with others, and setting healthy boundaries. This period of introspection and reflection prepares the individual for life changes to come. It is as if the universe is giving this time for the individual to look inside themselves and realize what they need to achieve harmony and happiness. Being alone can be an inexhaustible source of inspiration and creative energy. During this period, a person may discover new talents and interests that previously remained hidden. Solitude, therefore, acts not only as an opportunity for relaxation, but also as a chance to rediscover one's true nature and realize one's true desires. The fourth characteristic is the feeling that life is falling apart into separate fragments. Such a state can cause severe anxiety and disorientation. However, the collapse of the usual world order is not the final, but rather the dismantling of outdated structures, designed to make room for something completely new, more consonant with the inner self. This turbulence should not be perceived as a punishment from the heavens. On the contrary, it acts as an architect rearranging life's landscape for a fresh, promising start. Through these life storms, one demonstrates remarkable stamina, discovering hitherto dormant resources and potential, ready to emerge in all their glory. This process is like pruning old branches to allow new, strong shoots to emerge. In those moments when everything around you seems to be going downhill, it's important to keep your composure. As Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, man is in control of his mind, not of external circumstances. Accepting this truth gives strength and resilience during the most serious trials. It becomes possible to take root like a mighty oak tree, able to bend and adapt but never break. Such periods of chaos and reinvention open access to new horizons and possibilities. Rather than desperately resisting change, it is better to accept it as an integral part of the process of personal growth and transformation. See any difficulties as a stimulus for personal growth, as an opportunity to become stronger and wiser. Change, though inconvenient, is a prerequisite for evolutionary development. Sometimes it is necessary to abandon outdated stereotypes in order to create space for fresh, more relevant and consonant with the current worldview models. Remember that any bad weather is inevitably followed by a period of calm, and gloomy clouds are often replaced by something uplifting and beautiful. Therefore, if it seems that the familiar world is collapsing before your eyes, perhaps this is a harbinger of radical changes and the beginning of a new, more meaningful and bright stage in life. The universe is leading you to the best, and it is extremely important to keep openness, readiness to accept changes with gratitude and optimism. The fifth sign of impending change is the fading of friendships. When friendships that seemed unbreakable begin to lose their strength, it can cause anxiety and a sense of loss. However, this is not always a sign of negative change. It is often a sign that a person is on the cusp of significant personal growth and transformation. Human aspirations, as we know, are subject to metamorphosis, and what seemed important yesterday, today, may lose its relevance. A friendship that was once a source of inspiration and support may over time become something that is burdensome and does not bring the satisfaction it once did. This is not at all an indication that past connections were devoid of sincerity or usefulness. Each stage of life leaves its mark, and relationships, having played their part, can give way to new ones. We can compare friendship to a garden where some flowers bloom lushly while others gradually lose their vitality. Stubbornly continuing to care for wilted plants can deprive you of the opportunity to nurture new, full of life flowers. Life itself often tells us that it is time to let bygones be bygones to make room for new beginnings. When friendships bring neither joy nor support, it is important to pay attention to your inner feelings. Is the continuation of such relationships merely a consequence of habit or a desire for comfort? If communication with friends becomes strained, meetings occur less and less often, and the gap between you palpably increases, do not resist the natural course of events. The ability to let go is an act of self-care that opens the door to a lifetime of new, enriching relationships. Letting go does not mean that you stop valuing the past. It means the beginning of a new phase where your own well-being comes first. By doing so, one is likened to a tree shedding its old leaves, making room for new growth and fresh connections that are better suited to one's evolving inner world. New people who appear on the path of life are able to offer support and understanding that is in tune with the current stage of development. Changes in relationships, although they can be challenging, are an integral part of personal growth. It is important to realize that each person entering life brings with them valuable lessons and unique experiences. By parting ways with one, an individual opens the door for new, more harmonious and meaningful relationships to emerge. Another sign is the emergence of unexpected opportunities. When unexpected prospects begin to appear on the horizon of life, it serves as a kind of signal from the universe, indicating the approach of significant changes. These opportunities can manifest themselves in a variety of forms, from chance meetings with the right people to sudden job offers or even unexpected insights that dramatically change the perception of the world around you. The universe, like a skillful conductor, creates conditions and circumstances conducive to a person's movement along a new path. Sometimes, it seems as if previously impregnable doors suddenly open, providing completely new perspectives. This is not a mere coincidence, but rather a clear sign that one is ready for new challenges and potential achievements. These emerging opportunities become a kind of invitation to personal growth and development. Often, these changes can be unsettling, especially if they come unexpectedly. However, it is important to recognize that each new opportunity is a chance to step outside the box and explore uncharted horizons. Instead of succumbing to the fear of the unknown, it is recommended to embrace such situations with gratitude and genuine curiosity. Unforeseen opportunities can serve as a kind of guidance from the universe, directing a person to the path that best suits his or her true purpose. When such chances arise, it is crucial to be open and willing to accept them. Sometimes, such situations require courage and determination, but it should be remembered that every step in a new direction brings a person closer to his true essence. The universe does not set unsolvable tasks for people, but on the contrary, it believes in their potential and strives to help them fully realize their potential. Suddenly, arising opportunities can also serve as confirmation of the right path in life. The universe is relentlessly sending signals of its support and readiness to provide everything necessary for personal and professional growth. It is extremely important to be attentive to your inner voice and follow its instructions, even if they seem irrational or unexpected. The seventh sign that indicates that change is coming is the absence of fear of making mistakes. When a person realizes that he or she is no longer paralyzed by the paralyzing terror of making a mistake, this is a strong indication that he or she is entering a phase of profound transformation. Mistakes are no longer perceived as insurmountable obstacles and turn into steps on the ladder leading to self-improvement. Such a change in worldview indicates a willingness to accept challenges and take risks, which, in turn, opens the way to the realization of true purpose. Life is not a set of strict rules, but rather a series of experiments, similar to the culinary process. A person who fears making a mistake is like a cook who is afraid to use new ingredients. However, when blunders are accepted as an inevitable part of the journey, one becomes a chef who is constantly honing his skills. Each failure, like a sculptor cutting away the excess from a block of stone, brings one closer to creating a masterpiece. Thus, a failed relationship is not a failure, but a valuable experience that allows you to understand what a real partnership should be. Professional missteps are not a stigma that defines your personality, but rather a valuable tool to hone your craft and improve your communication skills. Similarly, failed investments are not a fiasco, but a kind of educational course taught by life itself. Imagine you are a navigator sailing the ocean. Is it possible to truly appreciate the calmness of the ocean without ever being caught in a storm? How can you become a seasoned sea wolf, never once faced with the sea elements? Life's vicissitudes are like a fickle sea, and an experienced sailor realizes that it is navigation in a storm that builds character and makes it stronger. If you are no longer frightened of possible mistakes, it may be a sign that you are on the threshold of radical change. When you stop seeing mistakes as defeats and start seeing them as opportunities for development, you open up new horizons for yourself, which you never thought of before. Every failure is a lesson that is part of the curriculum that life itself has created. Instead of dreading failure, you begin to see it as a chance to become tougher, wiser, and more resilient. Mistakes are not barriers to success, but stepping stones on which you climb higher and higher. The eighth sign is the awareness of repetitive patterns. When you begin to notice certain events repeating over and over in your life, it can be seen as an important signal from the universe. The laws of fate manifest themselves in many different guises, in the form of unexpected incidents, fateful encounters, or even obsessive thoughts and experiences. These phenomena are a kind of messages, navigational signals that guide a person along his true life path helping to unravel the plan of the universe. Life's path can be likened to assembling a complex puzzle. Sometimes it can be difficult to find the right piece, but over time, certain color combinations, shapes, or patterns attract attention and lead to the right solution. Similarly, in everyday life, there are recurring signs, like echoes that push a person to the next important step. Let's imagine a situation where the radio station of life starts broadcasting the same song, whether it's podcasts touching on the same topic or random conversations that resonate with inner reflections. It's not a mere coincidence, but rather a leitmotif on the soundtrack of life, a recurring theme in a personal story. These patterns are like a guiding star, illuminating a path that is not yet completely clear. Meeting on your life path recurring motifs and symbols, it is worth listening to these peculiar echoes, because they can carry important messages addressed to you personally. These patterns are like a code created specifically for your understanding. At times, when the meaning of these recurring signs remains a mystery to you, take time for self-immersion and meditation. Try to quiet the fuss of thoughts and give the opportunity to manifest your intuition. Intuition, being your inner compass, can help you decipher these messages. By noticing patterns, one begins to see the world more clearly, realizing that there is a deeper meaning behind each event. These recurring signs can guide you to new horizons, warn you of potential dangers, or simply confirm that you are on the right path. Each such pattern is a reminder that the universe is always there, guiding you to your highest good. The ninth important sign is forgiveness and acceptance of your past. When you find that you no longer resist past events or cherish resentments, it serves as a meaningful indicator of your spiritual and emotional growth. The ability to forgive and accept the past is a clear indication of inner transformation. It signifies a willingness to let go of old wounds and open yourself to new opportunities and experiences. Zen philosophical principles call us to be like water, which is flexible, adaptable, impervious to resentment, and serene. When a person reaches a point where past grievances lose their power, it is a sure sign that he or she has embarked on the path of transformation. Forgiveness is an act not so much for the well-being of others as for one's own liberation. It is a kind of cleansing from emotional obligations that makes room for the experiences to come. The decision to let go of past hurts can be compared to shedding old skin, which leads to renewal, lightness, and increased resilience. The person stops looking back, instead focusing on the path opening up before them, ready for new adventures. This shift in mindset is crucial because it is where attention is directed that energy flows. By forgiving, the individual reclaims this energy to create a reality that is aligned with his or her highest good. Forgiveness also opens up the possibility of gleaning wisdom from past experiences. Instead of nursing old wounds, the individual learns valuable lessons from them. It is like an inner alchemy, where past adversities are transformed into golden nuggets of insight. A person begins to prioritize his or her own well-being, actively changing his or her life position, from passive reaction to circumstances to creative formation of his or her own reality, ceasing to be a victim and becoming the creator of his or her own destiny. Freeing himself from the burden of the past and choosing a more progressive path, he not only develops, but also overcomes the previous, limiting patterns of behavior. The 10th sign of such transformation is the ability to enjoy and appreciate the simple joys of life. When a person begins to pay attention to small things and find pleasure in them, it is a sure sign of deep inner changes and spiritual development. He stops chasing after large-scale achievements, learning to appreciate the simple yet priceless moments that make up our daily lives. Such a transition indicates the achievement of inner balance and harmony, allowing him to see the beautiful in the most ordinary things. Imagine that life is a river. In the past, a person would rush down it in a speedboat, trying to reach the next exciting goal as quickly as possible. Now he favors the leisurely canoe ride. He notices the reflection of the sky in the water, the fish passing beneath the boat, and the trees giving their coolness. Instead of being involved in a race for some phantom goal, he enjoys the very process of his life's journey. The gentle splash of the waves as they caress the shore, the melodious rustle of leaves dancing in the breeze, and the inspired singing of feathered creatures. All these simple manifestations of life become inexhaustible sources of exaltation and appreciation. The transition from the continuous pursuit of external success to finding inner balance is a sure sign that man is embarking on a path of a deeper and more meaningful existence. His life orientations undergo radical changes. Now the measure of true wealth is not loud accomplishments and material values, but priceless, albeit fleeting, moments that make up the fabric of his existence. Finding peace in simplicity and naturalness, a person attracts into his life events and people who are in harmony with his renewed inner world. He begins to realize that the more sincerity and attention he pays to seemingly insignificant details, the more joy and satisfaction he attracts into his life. Renouncing vanity and vain ambitions, he learns to notice and appreciate the beauty and harmony of every step along the way. The ability to enjoy simple pleasures helps him to stay in the present moment, which, in fact, is the key to true happiness. He ceases to live in past memories or dreams of the future, fully immersing himself in the magical here and now. This state of total awareness opens up new horizons for him and helps him achieve a deeper understanding of both himself and the reality around him. Every sign sent by the universe becomes a gentle reminder that he is firmly on the road to his true destiny. Such signs act as guiding lights, illuminating the road in times of doubt and transformation. It is necessary to listen carefully to these signals, accept them with a soul ready for the new, and believe that each coming day opens prospects for personal development and improvement. When an individual stops clinging to the past, begins to recognize repetitive situations, frees himself from past disappointments and welcomes new beginnings, he comes closer to realizing his true self. One should not be afraid of mistakes or changes, because they act as stepping stones to a bright and meaningful future. It is important to be able to rejoice in simple things, to cherish every moment and remember that the universe always supports a person, preparing him for great achievements. One should trust this natural process, then the life path will be filled with light and wisdom. Man deserves the best, and the universe is already preparing the path to true happiness and inner harmony for him.